Oh yeah, my family members
Want to see it or something.
Mr. Cummings, I'm going to start with Mr. Studdard first. So
Yes, ma'am.
you can give me just a second to get with him.
Do I got wear this?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Hillary.
Okay, let me see.
So, how's your day going?
Oh,
I'm sure, yeah. Your day going all right, Sharon?
it's busy.
Really busy? How long you been busy?
All my life. I've been busy all my life.
You getting a break soon?
Well, it won't be today. I got a lot to do today.
Same.
You guys are my first stop, so I got to get you out the way so I can move forward. What happened? Get over here. Okay, here we go.
How's your day going though too?
Busy, just like hers.
Wait a minute. You guys keep us busy.
All right.
This is crazy.
You probably try getting it. They probably can try lowering it down.
They about to raise it, but wait. Last time I came here at Romulus, they put my bond at 100,000 cash.
There is
Just because, and they can't. They legally they're not allowed to do that. Legally, they cannot give you an excessive bond that you cannot pay. And I told them I didn't have a job and I was homeless. They still gave me a $100,000 bond, no 10%.
Dang, that's crazy. 100,000
Cash.
10,000 cash.
No, just 100,000, no 10%, just $100,000.
Oh.
Now it's 10,000. Now it's $100,000, 10%. You know, it's $10,000, and if I get a village bondsman, that's gonna be like 2,600.
And you're only like 20, you said, right?
Yeah, that's not.
And it's I don't know the word, but it is kind of I don't know the word for it, but that's crazy. 100,000 for a 20-year-old.
Why can I not press charges? Because you have like up to like a certain amount of time to press charges on somebody. Like I said, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to press charges. But the judges always know that there's no one side to everything. Nothing is one-sided. It's always the other truth.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Matt, right?
Yes,
Who are we doing first?
I think attorney wanted to do Mr. Stoddard.
Yes, it's a little easier, Your Honor, and I
Okay.
prefer to go easy first.
You need to talk to him?
Oh, I think we're.
Magistrate, it looks like something might be off with your video.
Yeah, I'll get it in 1 minute. Ho, 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 ho. I'm not ignoring everybody. I'm reading everything. My email was delayed. I just got it. It's something on my end.
You just make me depressed. You just make me depressed. Christmas is right around the corner.
Christmas is in 14 more days.
Something like that. I'm about to miss Christmas again.
I don't say. I can just don't even think about it. Just think about positive stuff
I'm
going
thinking about
on.
my daughter. I'm about to be away from her again.
Yeah.
For something I didn't do this time. Well, that I did slash didn't do. I was just allowed back in her life.
You can pray.
Huh?
You can pray.
I guess.
Pray that she's that your spirit will always be with her, and that she won't forget you.
Well, she would never forgive me. I'm her favorite. It's just the fact that I'm like.
So we're doing a last name of Stoddard first.
Yes, yes, sir. That's
Yes,
me.
Judge. Yes.
Christopher Paul
Baptiste Stoddard.
P. Stoddard, Al Hindman, the magistrate. Today's the day and time set for an arraignment. You have an attorney present. She's going to put her appearance on the record.
Good morning, Sharon Greer appearing on behalf of Mr. Stoddard. We have gone over the warrant and complaint, and I've explained the charges to Mr. Stoddard. And for those reasons, we would waive the formal reading of that complaint and warrant and stand mute to the charges.
You agree with that, Mr. Stoddard, correct?
Yes, we have went over the charges. Do I agree? What else did I agree to?
That your attorney's waiving the formal reading. I'm entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf, and I'm going to move this case forward to set it for what's called a probable cause hearing.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did go over everything. Did I answer that question wrong?
Ho, ho, ho. I've entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. We're going to schedule this matter for a probable cause hearing. But before we get into that, we want to talk about bond. Sergeant, any comments on bond?
I just the department is requesting a cash bond, Your Honor.
Sharon, go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, the bond recommendation from the police department is 20,000, 10%. And Mr. Stoddard doesn't have a prior record, but it appears that in the investigator's report, the police are indicating that he has prior contact with them. And that probably is the basis of the request for 20,000, 10% on a standard possession less than 25 grams case. But what I'm asking the court, if you would be willing, is if we could have a personal bond for Mr. Stoddard with a tether as opposed to a cash bond.
It's going to be like what I do on the weekends.
Yes, sir. I figured that.
It's just that we have to hope we have a clerk at the court that can know how to put that on the paperwork, because I've found that when I do those bonds, either they know how to do it or they don't. And I don't want to create problems for Mr. Stoddard downtown.
That is true. That is true.
But one of the best clerks in the court is the director of these arraignments this morning. And I said that one of the best of the best. Andy should be able, I'll put it in some copious notes in this paperwork. Mr. Stoddard, you cannot purchase, consume, or possess any mood altering substance while you're on my bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your bond's gonna be $5,000, 10%. It's personal if you're placed on the Wayne County Tether Program. That's how that wording has to read. And Andy, if I gotta call you, or if Heather's there, or even Mary Ann, who works the weekends, they know how to put that verbiage on that MIT so it works.
Yes, sir.
Yep, I have a date, and I believe that Heather knows how to do all that, and she is here today.
Okay. And that PCC date is?
December 23rd at 9 a.m. Judge Green, Zoom courtroom number 3.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm catching up my paperwork.
Mr. Simon, go over there in the corner and just wait. We'll bring the next one.
Free world. That's it, about the free
Oh,
world.
sorry. We have a case number.
20-1681.
Thank you.
Remember the time being here, how you don't want to come back.
I'll pray for you, man.
Thank you. I need it. I'm speaking on that
I keep a lot of people in my prayers. This is one girl that I prayed for called Isabella. Her parents don't want her, and I'll pray for her. I'll pray for you.
Thank you. Just remember eating them nasty little piece of pockets. Sleeping on the hard ground. Now you don't want to do that no more. It's not worth it.
There's this one girl that has it real bad. It's my girlfriend's little sister. It's not biological,
Paperwork, I'm not ignoring you.
Okay.
Hold on.
but her mom is an alcoholic, and her dad is not taking custody of her. And the guy that's supposed to be her caretaker, her godfather, doesn't even want her to. So I pray for her that, someone would care for her. And I pray that what's called you get out, everything will be straightened out, and she'll be in your daughter's life.
I really just try to make better decisions and stay away from my family. That's sad to say, but I think I got to.
Yeah, sometimes a family that'll take care of you. Sometimes you have to look out for yourself because your family won't.
This is knowing my background and my story with my mama house being
Okay,
out.
now I'm calling the case of Jeremy Cummings.
Good morning,
Ready, Your Honor.
Give me 1 second here. This is a case of domestic violence, third offense. Matt, you're signing on this case, correct?
Yes.
Raise your right hand. You swear affirm the information on the felony complaint on a Jeremy Austin Cummings is the truth, best knowledge, and belief.
Yes.
This is a felony complaint for an alleged domestic violence third offense with an offense date of December 5th this year. The location is 6015 Chamberlain Street. Joey Sims is the complainant victim. I'm signing a complaint and warrant. Andy?
Yes.
I'm missing my one sheet on here.
The warrant page,
Yeah.
we don't need to have that signed
Oh, we activated that finally, huh?
because we're not entering a warrant on it. We're going to be scheduling it, so it doesn't need to be signed.
Okay, good. Paperwork, hold on. Sharon, go ahead.
Good morning, Sharon Greer, on behalf of Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings has 2 cases. I have gone over each of the complaints and warrants and explained the charges and the penalties on each individual case. And for that reason, I'm going to waive the formal reading of those complaints and warrants And we're going to stand mute to the charges and we'd ask the court to enter a not guilty plea for Mr. Cummings.
All right, hold up, because you're right. Matt, are you signing 2 or 1?
I was asked to sign one that I forgot to sign. I sent that over. The other one might have already been signed the day before. That's by Lieutenant Hall.
Well, let me do this because my screen only lets me do one at a time. We're going to do the domestic first, Sharon, okay?
Okay, they're both domestic, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't even pop over to the other one yet. Well, let me go look at the other one. Hold on.
Okay.
Excuse me. How would I go about today? So after all this,
Once this is all done, I'll talk to you.
So Matt, again, you're still under oath. You swear affirm the information on the second felony complaint for alleged domestic violence, third offense, count 2, interfering with a crime report, count 3, malicious destruction of personal property with an alleged offense date of December 8th this year at 6015 Chamberlain Street. Amaya Christine Cummings is the complainant victim. You swear affirm the information on this complaint's truth, best knowledge and belief, correct?
Yes.
Sign the complaint warrant. Ho, 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 ho. All right, so then we jump back here. We're back to the one that is the domestic violence third offense. We'll do them both at the same time, Sharon, but we're at the bond.
That's fine.
Matt, go ahead.
We are asking for a cash bond, Your Honor, no contact with victims. Also with tether, I believe he's currently on tether, but it's been added in there. He has violated the 34th conditional release, had contact with a diamond elkhorn, and obviously there was an additional domestic violence report. Well, 2 of them, both on December 5th and then the other one on December 8th. His DV third was out of Clinton Township, which is bound over. Clinton Township had a felony MDOP and entering without permission. And again, that was bound over. So we're asking for the cash bond, 10%, no contact with victims, and tether.
Well, you say that you believe he's on a tether. You have him present in front of you. Is he on a tether?
Yeah, I see he's got the tether. So
that doesn't mean it's working.
No, it's working. It went off last night. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sharon, go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Cummings has indicated to me strenuously that he plans to fight the charges on this case. He does have a tether on. We're asking the court, we understand that there's going to be some type of cash bond, even though he does have the tether on. But we're asking the court if it could be, instead of 100,000, 10%, could we have a 10,000, 10%? Mr. Cummings has indicated to me that he has spent some time in the Wayne County Jail. I believe he said it was 5 months in the Wayne County Jail, awaiting charges that never were continued to be prosecuted by the complainant. And so we may have the same situation here where the charges are not actually prosecuted based on the complainant's statements. So I am asking the court to continue with a tether on Mr. Cummings with a $10,000 10% bond.
Well, Sharon, you know my whole deal on bonds and
Yes.
domestic violences, and I want to throw a couple questions out to you for your client. The tether that he's wearing is because of what case and what charge?
That would be the Roseville. Is that correct, Mr. Cummings?
It's the two warrants that I have in Clayton Township.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the charge?
Domestic violence.
Domestic.
And then your client stated to you that he spent a little tour in the Wayne County Jail for a domestic violence charge that never materialized and he didn't get charged, correct?
That is correct.
And there was bonds on those cases, correct?
Yes.
And then one of these complainants was the one in the same complainant, correct?
Yes. From my understanding, it was the same complainant.
My whole issue with the bond for this gentleman is obviously he doesn't pay close attention to detail because he's right back where he started with new cases. Do we agree?
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
So a tether didn't get your attention.
It did. It was just what had happened.
And I seriously don't want to make an error and turn on the news tonight. And
Your Honor, I promise you I would not let you down, and I would not let myself or my daughter down. I just want to be there for Christmas. I want to be there for
well, that's something that it should have been taken into serious consideration. And a bond's not a penalty. In this whole situation for this arraignment today on multiple domestic violences with other ones in the wings is the safety of the public.
I understand that. It was just what had happened, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be my judge.
I don't want you to go into any detail of the case. You have an attorney.
That's
I'm
what
reading. I'm not ignoring you. I'm reading your case to try to
I understand. I apologize.
Who gave you that tether? The other 34th case?
It was the one in Clayton Township. I don't know what court that is, but it was the one in Clayton Township.
Where
Those dates,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, but those dates, it looks like we have June and July of 2020, Clinton Township, domestic violence, and malicious destruction of property. Those have been bound over. Then we have 2 out of the 34th District Court from 2019. I'm just reading from the paperwork from the police department. And we do have 2 other, just to be upfront, there are 2 other domestic violences on there. And then we have a July 2020 out of the Melville Police Department. That is a domestic violence as well.
I was supposed to be sentenced with those yesterday, but I was here, couldn't go to court yesterday. Time served for probation.
So we have 3 from 2020, Your Honor, before these charges, and we have 2 from 2019 before these charges. And that's probably why the bond is being recommended by the police department at $100,000, 10%.
All right, Mr. Cummings, pay close attention to detail. And I'm only doing this bond because your attorney's done a great job. If you didn't have this attorney sitting here, you'd be.
I'm highly appreciative.
Your bond's going to be $75,000, 10%. You can only be released on the Wayne County Tether program. You cannot return to, be in or around or near the 6015 Chamberlain Street. You're to have no contact with the complainant victims in this case. You can't have any cell phone, text messaging, or any social media contact. You can't have any jail phone contact or any type of cell phone communication whatsoever. And you cannot have any third party contact. That means you can't send a message to a family member or friend. That bond is on both of these cases. Andy, what is our PCC date?
It will be December 23rd, 11 a.m. Judge Green,
Hold on 1 minute. At 11 a.m.?
December 23rd, 11 a.m. Judge Green. Zoom courtroom number 3.
Do I have a blind draw or is it too late for that? Is it too early for that?
We have the case numbers, Your Honor?
Yeah, now on this case, it's 20-1682.
The second
This is
case
on the
number
domestic
is,
violence third offense notice. It's the single with, yeah. I'm correct. It's Andy, it's 20-1682.
yep, and the next one is 20-1683.
Now for the domestic violence third offense, it's all the same. That's my bond. No contact with the complainant. Victim can't return to, be in, around, or near the address 6015 Chamberlain. The complainant victim in this case is a Maya Christina Cummings. The court date is the same. She gave you the case number 20-1683. As far as I'm concerned, that wraps up Mr. Cummings. Do we agree, Sharon?
Yes, and just for clarification, it's the 75,000, 10% on each case.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
All right.
And I thank you very much.
Matt, we're all set.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Andy, I'll get this to you shortly.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Sign there, I'll get you a copy of it.